Hello. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming to watch this evening, or if you're catching the replay, it looks like it is time to start. Allow me to introduce myself if we haven't met before. My name is Sherry Peavy, and I go by Sherry Elaine for the most part online. And I just want to take about 20 minutes to tell you a little bit about two groups that I have forming. These are online groups this fall. Well, the first one is the Free Foundations Cohort Program. That's actually going on now. It will be starting, this is their fifth formal group to go through foundations. It's one wave is starting this Monday, and then another one the following Monday. That is completely free, and the link to join in the description. It is free. Some of you have already signed up for it and are just waiting for things to start on Monday. I do want to let you know before I get into the topic tonight that even though it's completely free, it is a really good full program and experience. What I found out in the past is that people join the foundations list because it's free, and they think it's just going to be, like all the other freebies. It's just going to scratch the surface, be a little leaflet or a pamphlet or whatever, and they're just going to get a tad bit of an information, and they're going to have to pay for something a whole lot more. And that is absolutely not what I do here. So two things: if you're not already, join the Soul Care Foundations. Go and sign up for that for free, and then start watching your emails. They start on Monday. And what I do, I take you through a 21-day process where, just what the title says, we learn to give our anxieties to God, to truly do that. How do we actually do that? I mean, it says we're commanded, give all your worries to God. Don't worry about anything. Pray about everything. But how? How do we do that in a way that's effective and that works? And so this free foundation, this free foundations group that starts on Monday, again, it's free to sign up. So don't delay. Go ahead and do that now. At the end of this, after I tell about this group and then the next group that's forming in September, I am going to give you some practical strategies you can start using right now, tonight, and in the morning to give your anxiety over to the Lord. But let me explain just a little bit about what happens during the 21 days of the Foundations group. In week 1, the focus is going to be on getting the stress and the tension out, bug there, or at least reduced out of our bodies. Because what we know now is that by the time we hit midlife, and even before, in our 40s and 50s, definitely in our 30s, we have so much tension and stress stored in our musculoskeletal system that it is causing a lot of our fatigue and our anxiety, our chronic anxiety, some of it's even related to levels of any chronic pain that we may be experiencing. So the first week, we learn strategies, and day by day, you'll get an email and it will say, okay, today we're going to practice this, and here is how we do it. So the three main strategies that we teach are progressive muscle relaxation, and that is proven. That's a practice that's proven to reduce inflammation. It reduces cortisol. It reduces anxiety. It even reduces depression and blood pressure. This is all evidence-based, and all these wonderful things. And it doesn't require any equipment. It doesn't require a pill or a prescription. It just requires a little bit of time and a time to use for relaxing, about 10 minutes. And when you do it, by the way, another finding that was secondary to all these physiological findings is that not only does it reduce not cholesterol, sorry, not only does it reduce cortisol and reduce inflammation and anxiety, but especially in the groups, the people in midlife, after they did the progressive muscle relaxation for 10 to 14 days, they began reporting and saying, I've got energy back. I feel like I'm 10 years younger energy-wise again. So that's been almost as good news or even better. It's like a bonus, a great bonus, on top of helping with the anxiety. So in the Foundations group, which is free, go get your spot now if you haven't. Week 1, we introduce a little of everything in week 1: anxiety reduction, thought processing, brain rewiring, and then we talk about spiritual practices, prayer practices that allow us to vision giving things over to God. In the first week, all of those are introduced, but the focus on the first week is these somatic practices, which includes, like I've been talking about, the progressive muscle relaxation. Some of the others, we do I call it Yahweh breathing, which is another very simple evidence-based practice that keeps our minds, as we're breathing, we also keep our minds on things of the Lord. And we have a couple of other body-based somatic practices as well that reduce physical tension and that we've just kept in our bodies for decades of just stressful things that happen, and it just piles on. And these simple exercises, not exercises like, running, doing aerobics, lifting weights, muscle relaxing exercises make a huge difference. It's relaxation. Okay. Then on week 2, we focus on the prayer practices. We learn some great effective prayer practices. There's a 4-step prayer method, how to keep your mind focused in prayer. There's a journaling method, practicing the presence of Jesus method, I call it, and then even a praying in silence and allowing the Spirit to intercede for you method. That's one of my favorite ones that we learn. And then towards the end of the first week and into the second week, we start the mind work. In the second week, at the end of the first, but really in the second, we start a practice that helps us declutter our minds. It's a strategy to get all our anxious and negative thoughts out. Anxious thoughts, negative thoughts. I know most of us are here because we responded to an ad or a podcast or an email about anxiety, but it's any negative thoughts, whether they be disappointment, negative self-talk, depressive types of thoughts. We learn to declutter our minds, get those thoughts out of our head in as little as 5 to 10 minutes. And then together we learn to go through and we learn a set of reflection questions to ask ourselves about those thoughts. We ask, is that thought true? And if it's not true, we learn how to reframe the truth and to speak the truth to ourselves. And if it is true, because sometimes we are worried or disappointed about something that is true, we have another set of questions for those circumstances. And it's a process called, it's related to ACT, or acceptance and commitment processing. So that's telling you a whole lot really fast. That is the nuts and bolts, or the guts of the program. And again, everything I've been talking about so far is the free foundations group. Begins on Monday. You can sign up in the free foundations, should be here in the description under the video, and we'll go through that together in 21 days, in 3 weeks. And again, it addresses the tension and the stress and the anxiety and the negative thinking that we are having right now. So whatever it is you're struggling with right now, or if you're lucky enough to not be struggling with something right now, you will gain tools for how you can, that you can use when you are stressing or struggling with something, when something does come along. All right? And then at this time of year, I do have another group, and this one is starting in September, mid-September, the week of the 14th. And it's a guided group that will go for 10 weeks. Now, this is called the Life Points group, the Life Points learning group. And this is guided, meaning we will meet together via Zoom. And it is guided, but it is not free, okay? It will be affordable. It is affordable. In fact, registration is already up for it. You can go take a look. I'm talking less than $40 a month for 3 months. This is the Life Points 10-week group. And in this group that's starting in mid-September, we meet on Zoom in small group for 6 sessions. And there's time for live teaching, questions and answers. You can ask me questions. I can respond to anything. Group support on those live Zooms, group coaching through what you are going through personally, if you want that level of support. And I will mention this is going to be the last 10-week Life Points guided group of this year, of 2026. So we will be finished before the holidays start. And in Life Points, we cover everything that's in the free foundations. We review that real quickly in the first couple of weeks, and then we go further. We review somatic practice, reducing anxiety and stress, the thought and mind rewiring strategies, prayer strategies, and then by week 3 in Life Points, lost my train of thought for just a minute, because I switched over. Oh, by week 3, you are guided through additional ways to process for emotional processing and experiences. We have tools to address how can I get more motivated? How do I create days full of more purposefulness and joy? And how do I identify my unique core values and bring those into my daily life? And so by the end of the 10 weeks, you will have resources, and you'll even receive towards the end what I call a self-coaching manual, so that the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, you can pull it up, and you won't just be going through a book or a workbook all on your own and trying to figure it out. You will have had someone, that's me, who has guided you through it and been there for you for live small group sessions too. So you will understand how to use the methods, the tools, and that will be ready for you. Those are for those of you who do choose to do more and to do the Life Points signing up, which actually the registration for that one is also open now. I will put the link in here so you can find out more about that as well. So I'm really excited to be offering both the foundations and especially the Life Points group very soon, starting in a few weeks in September. Now, I don't want to leave before I sign off. I want to make sure that I leave you with one very practical, very practical strategy to help you give your anxiety to God, that you can start in the morning, or you can start right now even. You can start tonight. You don't even have to wait till Monday when the foundations groups start, and you don't have to wait till September 14th if you know you're going to join us on Life Points. And this is a visualization strategy. Again, it's an evidence-based strategy, meaning that's just a fancy way of saying that it's been researched and it works. There's a significant improvement for people that use the strategy over those that don't, or perhaps try something else. It's an effective visualization strategy that helps to rewire the brain, or it actually, your brain learns what to do with worries and stresses and overwhelm when you use visualization strategies. So in this one, what you do, usually in the morning, you think about all the worries that you have for the day. And I mean, you can do this at any time of the day. I typically do it in the morning before the day gets started. Maybe after I'm brushing my teeth, or just before right after I'm dressed and just before I'm about to leave for the day. You want to visualize like you're holding a sack, you're holding a bag, and think about all of the worries and the stresses that you have in front of you that are coming up either during that day or in that week. And you think of them as if each one is a heavy rock, like a landscape rock, okay? And they're in a big sack, like a laundry sack. And you can feel the rocks, you're holding on to them, they're heavy. And what are they? Maybe you have a stressful meeting coming up, a stressful conversation you have to have, or one you had previously that you're still thinking about, a deadline coming up. You have a friend maybe going through a health issue, or you're concerned about some health issues or medical results. All of these stresses. Maybe it's an adult child who's traveling and you've got some just worry about it. And you just want to make sure that you're praying over all these things and giving them over to the Lord. So after you imagine your worries for the day, for the week, what's in front of you in this big heavy box, heavy sack, you could feel it getting heavy. And then you just close your eyes and you visualize Jesus just there, like 5 feet away. And you take a deep breath and you visualize yourself. You can even do the movement if it helps, casting it to him. And he catches it. And he smiles. And he says, "Thank you for giving this to me. Thank you for obeying me and giving me your worries. I've asked for them. Let me carry these for you." Okay, that is a very powerful visualization strategy that you can start doing this evening to help reduce your anxiety over things that are happening maybe this very week. There's another visualization strategy I'll go ahead and share if for whatever reason the big sack doesn't resonate with you. And it is, the second way you can visualize is that you have balloons, like helium balloons, individual balloons, and you write on each balloon whatever it is you're stressed about, the meeting you have, the conversation you had or you're going to have, the health concern, and then you visualize releasing them and them going up like prayers rising to God and to the angels for them to take care of and to manage and to watch over and guide. So that is a different visualization. So those are some very practical, and once you get into foundations, we have more than 10 tools and strategies that you can learn in the 21 days. So again, go ahead. Many of you have already signed up for it. Give your anxieties to God. But how? The free foundationals cohort, it's starting Monday. It's also a great time to learn these tools or brush up on these tools before we go into the fall, and especially before we go into the holidays, because September's right around the corner and the holidays are going to be here before we know it. And we know family drama can stir up some tension and stress, and you'll have some tools to self-manage. If you do sign up with us and go through the 10-week program in Life Points, you'll have some really good tools that you've actually been guided through. You've been able to ask and answer your questions on, and perhaps even get some group coaching on your own. Again, both links are in the description. Some of you I know have been waiting for the 10 weeks, so you're wanting the guided learning. You've maybe done the free foundations before, and that registration, it's open. You can go ahead and sign up for that right now. You can check out the cost. It is going to be limited, so I would not recommend waiting too long, no more than 10 to 12. So go ahead and register for Life Points if you already know that it's something you want to do. It's considered early registration right now, so there's even a discount right now. It will go up the cost on September 1st to regular registration, and it will go up at that time. So I can't wait. That is really all that I have for now about what is starting up again as far as groups available to join. Take care, everyone. I'm going to sign off for now, and I hope to see you soon.